Hi, it's Marcus Gons with the MA Properties Online team with your Lexington market update for April 2020. As I did last month, I want to initially focus on the number of listings because that's the key metric that will begin to explain or begin to allow us to anticipate when we're going to come out of this situation. So this month we saw 30 new homes come on the market. Compare that to the same time last year when we had 43. So that's a 30% reduction to what we would ordinarily anticipate coming on the market. In terms of the number of listings, 52 this month. Same time last year, we had 62. So that's only a 16% reduction in the number of active listings, tracking behind the reduction in the number of listings. So that's interesting to note. In terms of the number of the metrics we usually do, sold was 21, days on the market for those properties was 45, and the sale price to list price ratio was 99. Remember, properties that sell actually close in April went under agreement in February or March. So we're looking at about a 6-week lag in terms of when those properties went under agreement. Those numbers are considerably higher than what we talked about last month because that February-March timeframe, even with the crisis we're currently in, were very buoyant months. In fact, they always are. Lots of buyers out, very few sellers. So we always anticipate the days on the market number and sale price to list price ratio to be at its lowest for properties that went under agreement in that February and March timeframe. So that's interesting to note for what the rest of the year may bring. So, as we predicted, really, April gave us very low inventory. Single family listings were down 30% in Lexington. They were down 50% in Arlington. But homes are still going under agreement. And so we're seeing some buyer confidence return to the market. Clearly not at the level we would expect based on last year, but certainly some buyers feeling confident about their financial position and so coming back into the market. There's very low inventory, so properties that do come on, if they're priced well, prepared well, have all the virtual assets, if you like, the 3D tours, the videos, those kind of things in place, they are going under agreement. Interestingly, though, sellers are looking for some certainty. They do want to know if they sell to a specific buyer that there's a high degree of certainty that that's actually going to get to the closing table. We've seen a number of homes come back on the market for an array of different reasons. So low inventory in April and anticipate low inventory in May. We do have the lockdown being extended until mid-May. For what my prediction is worth, I can't anticipate that will continue. But it's still, even with that lockdown lifted, and in the time up to that, it is very problematic for sellers to bring an occupied home on the market. It's tough. The sheer logistics of it are tough. And so many sellers waiting until we get a little bit more certainty in the market, then they'll come on the market. Given what reductions we saw in April, given the predictions I'm making for May, I think we will be, by the time we get to the end of May, about 100 homes expecting to come on the market that would have come on the market earlier. So in excess of about 100 homes coming on the market in that June-July timeframe. Unsurprisingly, we will then see a shift from a somewhat balanced market today to perhaps more of a buyer's market as we see some buyers coming back into the market, but a lot more sellers coming onto the market. So that's some of the details. There's a lot more to show you in terms of what the underlying data looks like. And so we have a virtual seminar. We're not doing our usual seller seminar anymore while we're here. We're doing a virtual seminar. We're talking about from both the market, from a seller's perspective and from a buyer's perspective, what buying and selling in this market looks like. We have those scheduled May the 5th. We're focusing on Lexington. May the 6th, we're focusing on Arlington. The details will all be below. There'll be a way to register for that. We broadcast on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, so there's ample opportunity to find us on there. So that's next week. So please, if you're interested in what's going on in the market, check out that virtual seminar. Lots of useful information there. So that's your Lexington market update for April 2020, and I'll see you again next month. Bye.